All right, so now you should have, I've downloaded all of the files that we discussed, and they should be on your desktop. Probably looks something like this. You've got your 7-zip, your ESYS, your ESYS-X, and your PSDZ data zip file. I also wanted to point out that with ESYS-X, I was able to go back into my email, and email should look something like this. Customer, thank you for purchasing. This is the email that I got when I purchased ESYS-X. There's a password right here, and that's the password you'll use when you try to unzip the file that you download, which is this one right here. So when I go to unzip this, it'll request a password in the zip file, and that will get you to this point. So you've got these four. So the first thing I'll install, I actually uninstalled it just so I could do it for this video, is I'll install 7-zip. And we're going to install that. No big deal. Now that's installed. Let's just do, I mean, we can do them in whatever order, I guess, but we're going to extract them to the desktop. So 7-zip, extract to, and I always do this one because then it keeps them all in their neat folders. So there we go. This is now that one. Then 7-zip, extract to, this is ESYS-X, and there's where that password's going to come in. So I'm obviously not going to type that, but once it's done, it'll be right there. Sorry, I had to do a kind of a second take there as I realized that the ESYS-X extraction looks a little different. I didn't want to put my extraction or my archive code in on this video, obviously. So this is the way it will look when you extract it and put in your archive code that you get emailed when you purchase ESYS-X. So it'll look like this. So moving forward then. And then we got this one. So we're going to 7-zip, extract to. This one's a 2.2 gig if I remember correctly. So it takes a little bit longer to extract this one. All right, that's done. So now we've got our third file extracted. I'll take these original four now. I'm just going to move them to the recycle bin. Gone. Okay, as far as installing this stuff, I can't remember what order I did it in, but logically I believe you would go ESYS first, then the PSDZ data, then ESYS-X. So for the purpose of this video, that's the way we're going to go. So if you open the ESYS extracted items, you're going to get this here. If I were to click on it, it would tell me it's already installed. So I can't help you there. I guess just follow your way through it. It's 64-bit in this case, so I didn't actually see an option for a 32-bit, so hopefully that's not an issue for anybody watching this video. These are cheat sheet codes. We won't be addressing that anytime real soon because I'm not fully aware on how to use them yet. So that's that one. So once that's installed, I believe I was supposed to start it and start it once because I believe it creates some folders that are necessary. So I'll go ahead and do that even though the folders would already be created on my computer here, my coding laptop. But I believe, if I remember correctly, you were supposed to launch ESYS after installing it, and it creates some folders that need to be there. If any pop-ups show up, Can't remember if there's anything crucial. I don't believe there was. So this is what you should see. You might be in a different one of. It might look a little different if you click on these. The views kind of change a little bit, or you might be in comfort mode. It's hard to really say, but don't freak out if it doesn't look exactly like mine did when it opened. And then I also seem to remember having to go into settings and disable update VCM after TAL and update MSM after TAL. Could not tell you what that means, but in the instructions that I received for installing ESYS, that's the way it worked. So I did that. I unchecked those two. So then once you've got that set up and installed, the next item to handle is in here. So yeah, once you extract the PSDZ data, you'll be seeing these folders here within that folder. So basically now you're going to copy and paste these to their location that they need to go. So I'm going to open up another window here, Finder window, and I'm going to navigate to where that's at. So for me it's C:// and then data, and then you should have this PSDZ data folder in here. I have more in here than you probably do because I've already been using ESYS, and when you do some backups and stuff, it starts to create more of this. But at a minimum, you should have C:// data /PSDZ data. If you don't, just create this folder and name it just like you see it here. And if you go into that, I already have all of these things here because I've already been using it. But you'll basically just copy these, from where you extracted into this and paste them over there. So that's all there is to that. And then comes ESYS-X. Sorry, I had to do a kind of a second take there as I realized that the ESYS-X extraction looks a little different. I didn't want to put my extraction or my archive code in on this video, obviously. So this is the way it will look when you extract it and put in your archive code that you get emailed when you purchase ESYS-X. So it'll look like this. So moving forward then, I'll double click on this. I don't know what it's going to say because I've already got it installed. And I'm not wanting to uninstall anything for this video, so we'll see. See what happens. Yeah, it probably doesn't want to do anything. Oh, there it is. Setup wizard. Yeah, modify, repair, remove. So this is all I'm going to see because I already have it installed. So I'm going to cancel this. So once it's installed, you're going to have a screen that looks something like this. I'm not sure which screen it will launch to, but this is the interface, if you will, for ESYS-X. First thing you're going to need to do is activate it, which I believe is under the Settings tab and Support. And ESYS-X license, yours should probably say Activate License. And so that's just something you need to click on to activate your ESYS-X. As you've been warned, probably in a few other places, once you do that, it's tied to this computer. So make sure you're doing it on the computer that's going to be your coding computer. Other things to look at then too, ESYS-X options. 64-bit is where I'm at, so I got to move over to the 64-bit tab. And then you have to point it to the folder, C, EC Apps, ESG, ESYS. So for me, you're pointing it to C:/, EC Apps, ESG, ESYS. And then you would just select that, and that's how this should look right here. Also, FDL cheat sheet codes, again, I'm not doing it right, so I'm not going to bother going into that. I know that ESYS-X can only look at one. So what others have done is merged all of that into one XML file. I believe that was in this folder here, FDL codes. So these are all XML files. I believe what people were doing is taking and can open it with a notepad, taking and merging them all. So copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. So you make one gigantic XML document, and then you take that document and you select it here. I haven't done that yet. I know I've seen videos that show the benefits of having the cheat sheet in there, the FDL cheat sheet. You can go out to YouTube and just search for FDL cheat sheet. I'm sure you'll find a video that shows how useful those are, but I haven't done it yet. I think that was everything I did in this interface, the ESYS-X interface. I'm looking through here to see, but I don't believe I did anything else. You should have this showing on the software updates, software catalog. It should show something like this right here. I'm trying to remember. There's a spot where you point it. Oh, that was this right here. So this is when we were pointing it to 3.34. So that should be everything for this. Then once this is installed and extracted, you should also have, I'm going to drag, I've got a second screen where I'm keeping all my mess. But you should also have now a link that looks like this on your desktop. When you did the setup for this, I believe it would have put this on your desktop. So then now we'll go ahead and open ESYS with this link. Don't open ESYS, by doing BMW ESYS 64-bit extension. That's not how you want to open ESYS moving forward. You need to open it with the desktop icon that ESYS-X created, which looks like this and is called this exactly. So let's go ahead and open that. That's basically going to launch ESYS with ESYS-X. I think it has something to do with tokens and whatever, but like I said, I'm no expert at this stuff, so I just trust what people tell me. So again, I think I mentioned this in an earlier video, but you might launch into a screen that looks different from this. Don't worry. On the left side here, click on Expert, and then click on Coding. That's the one. So third one down for me anyways, it says Coding. This is where I spend the majority of my time in ESYS. I'm not even going to say majority. I'm going to say almost all of it. So this is a screen that I'll be working with in the coming videos. All right.